Hey everybody, welcome to the Colosseum. This is let's start that over. Hey everybody, welcome to the Colosseum. This is Mr. Marcus Wall, and I'm here to talk to you about Hive and Hive gaming. So I just want to start with the basics. Hive is a crypto or a cryptocurrency. You may have heard of Bitcoin. Well, Hive is a altcoin or alternate coin. So it too is also a cryptocurrency, and it's used to reward content, contribution, and or networking. So to me, that's what describes Hive. In particular, today though, I'm going to talk to you about Hive gaming. Hive gaming. And I think that after all the cards are in, I think you'll agree that it's fun and easy, and it can be profitable depending on what you put into it. And also, there is a great community out there. There is a lot of positive people that you can meet, and they can help you along in Hive gaming. Now, this series is going to be divided into 5 minute segments. At least I'm going to do my best to do it that way, so that we can see what we can cover, as quickly as possible within 5 minutes. And then right now, I just like to pause. Can we get some camera effects? Maybe jolt my head around a little bit, like mesh some segments together so that we don't lose anybody's attention. Um, anyway, guys, if I'm able to show you something that you didn't know, or you find valuable, or I'm able to entertain you, please consider giving me a like, follow, or subscribe. That would be appreciated. Have to ask, just like a million other guys do that put videos out there. Anyway, guys, that is the introduction, and we're going to be going over and covering Splinterlands, Rising Star. We'll be covering blogging. We'll be covering Hive Keychain, a number of things. So let me take you to screen 2. And without any further ado, for some Hive gaming, come on. Come on inside. I see you out there. All right, this is where there will be some editing, and then we'll move on in the 5 minute series. So let's see what I can get done for Splinterlands. Splinterlands. Howdy, howdy. It's Mr. Marcus Wall again. This is Splinterlands in 5 minutes or less. This is Splinterlands in 5 minutes or less, so I better jump in here pretty fast. Guys, this is looking at this like from a beginner's standpoint. I'm going to press the login button, and I'm going to kind of assume that you guys will be able to create an account. So that you'll be able to create an account and then to get inside Splinterlands. So I'm assuming that you'll be able to do that. And once you are inside, I just want to cover some basics quick with you. One helpful thing is that when you hover over these symbols in the top left, and you'll be using these a lot, they are labeled. So it says shop. Here you can open packs. There's the market. Here you can view your collection. This is where you'll be doing battles. This is where tournaments are. This is the events, guilds. I think you can find frequently asked questions there. But to describe Splinterlands, I would say that it is a blockchain game on Hive. and it's a game that you battle someone else in, and it's a collectible card game. So there's card ownership. There's a great community, of course. And then it's also a play to earn game. So if you stick at it, there is some loot ahead of you, a little bit of money. So we will kind of get into that further, but let's go ahead and take a look at a battle, because this is Splinterlands in 5 minutes or less. And I think one of the easiest way to do things is, this will be your league that you're in, and you'll fight like up the ladder. Here's your daily quests. You can get more information about it there. But in particular for Splinterlands as a blockchain game, once you have this account, I wanted to show you the introduction of a battle, if I can. So, all right, so this tells me like the rule set of my battle. It tells me how much mana I can use. And so this is a number where the cards that you use are numbered, and they cannot exceed 13. And this tells you which splinters you can use, and it may be helpful to just think of those as colors for now. This is a countdown timer that I have to make my decision in that amount of time. So I'm going to create a team. And an important thing about Splinterlands is you always must pick a summoner first. And so this is your selection of summoners. I'll just choose this blue one. And then next you'll see that I'll line up monsters that are going to do battle for me. And so these will be the actual monsters that are going to be doing the battle. And I just like to say that the recommended setup when you're first beginning is, melee up front, ranged in back, and then a magic in the middle. And the reason we do that is because melee attacks from the front position, and magic, when it gets to the front position, can still attack, but range, when it gets into the front condition under normal, when it gets into the front position under normal conditions, the ranged can't attack. So a melee is indicated by this saw with a 1. The ranged is indicated by this target that has a 1, and the magic is this purple thing and has a number 1 in it. But I just wanted to show you an example of a battle. And then part of this Hive game is that as you proceed up the ladder, you're rewarded, and it can actually turn into real money because that game currency can be traded into Hive, and that Hive can be traded into, say, Litecoin. And of course, Litecoin can be sent to an exchange, and we can arrive with a fiat currency or a dollar currency. And don't worry, we'll be talking about that a little bit later on. But I just wanted to do an example battle for everyone. So this is the very beginning of Splinterlands stuff. And wow. All right, let's start that one again. So we'll have to take clips out of this. All right, this is Mr. Marcus Wall. This is Mr. Marcus Wall from the Colosseum, and this is 5 minutes or less with Splinterlands. And let me bounce screens over here. All right, guys. I'm going to take us out of this screen, and I'm going to press log in. And for the content of this video, I'm going to assume that everybody can sign up for a new account. So I'm giving you credit for being able to sign up to a new account. And then I just want to take a peek inside with you about Splinterlands. And so Splinterlands is a Hive blockchain game, and it is a play to earn game. And so that means that as we raise up in the ladder, we can receive rewards, in particular in game currency that can be traded for Hive, and then Hive can be traded for Litecoin, and Litecoin can be sent to an exchange to be traded for fiat or US dollars. But here are some of the inside categories. We have the shop, and it's easy to hover over these guys when you get in here so you know what they are. Open, market, cards, battle, events, guilds, and probably some FAQs in there. But the thing that I want to pop you into, this is a 5 minutes or less thing, but this is where your collection would be. Okay. And if you're just starting out, they give you some starter cards to work with. This is where you open packs, but in particular, let's go to this battle screen. And Splinterlands is really fun. You can have a lot of fun with it. I've played a ton of battles, and when you're going to battle, you would just click on this battle button. But here is this tells you what league you are in as you rise up the ladder. This is your daily quest, and you can click on these squares to find out more. Well, you can even get a new quest if you feel like you can't get through the quest that you're on. But keep in mind, you can only do that once. But the main thing I want to show here is the Splinterlands inside when you're first setting up a team. So you'll see that this is a standard rule set. This is where your rule set stuff is. This is a 16 mana cap. So that means that the little numbers in the top left of the cards, that when they add up, they cannot exceed 16. So the mana cap is 16. These are all the splinters that can be used in the battle. You can think of them as colors. That might be helpful. Fire, water, earth, life, death, dragon. Dragon is kind of interesting because when you choose that, then you get to choose which color is going to come along with your dragon color. But here's the countdown timer, and you have to make your decision by then. But I think the big thing about Splinterlands is understanding that you have to choose a summoner first before you pick the rest of your lineup. This is the summoner choice, and he's going to go on the top left. So I'm going to pick a water summoner, and that means that I've got 12 mana left. And the thing I was kind of trying to point out a little bit earlier, this is take two, but the normal suggested format is a melee creature, then a magic creature, then a ranged creature. Now in true battles, you would want to fill up your mana, most likely to 16, but I'm just giving you an example. And there you can see 3, 5, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could put 4 more in. I guess just for the sake of completeness, I'll do that. But the normal suggested format is melee, then magic, then ranged. And the reason is that melee attacks when it's in the front under the most basic normal conditions. And when magic gets put into the front, then it can still attack with its magic. But the unfortunate thing about a ranged attacker is that once it's in front, it can't attack from that position under normal conditions. And so you'll see that melee is like this little saw symbol with a 1 in it, and then magic then is this purple cloud with a number in it, and then ranged is this little 1 with a target. And I would just say that, in 5 minutes or less, speed kills. Speed is a big deal. It determines how the monsters fire off in their battles. And the speed number is located in the blue symbol on the bottom left here. And then you've got your life or your hit points in the red heart. But I'll kick this battle off just to show us an example of the battle. All right. But as you get used to Splinterlands, you'll see a lot of this. You'll run these battle simulations. You press rumble, it begins, and you'll get to the end of the battle. The summary of the battle will come at the very end. If you don't want to wait through the battle, you can skip it right there, or you can also click on this to adjust your speed of how fast the battle goes. So I guess I'm just gonna let this. Well, why don't we close that off to save time, because this is supposed to be Splinterlands in 5 minutes or less. I would just say, you know, your DEC balance, guys, would be up here. You know, you can check your DEC balance. You know, there's some stuff with Hive Engine that we'll probably cover later. You know, this is SPS stuff. But, you know, just as a beginner, 5 minutes or less Splinterlands, I think this is a pretty good description. And then I would say, I'll try to get it in the comments and description. There's a full training series for Splinterlands here, and I'll just show that to you there. I'll try to get that in comments and descriptions, but that was Splinterlands in 5 minutes or less, and we're doing multiple takes and all that jazz. All right. Next up, my friends, is going to be 5 minutes with Hive Keychain. All right, let's do it. Hey there. This is Marcus Wall again. Thanks for staying with the series. This is Hive Keychain in 5 minutes or less. All right, let's see if we can get into it, folks. I'm going to find my live screen. All right. Now, the thing I'd say for Hive Keychain, guys, is you can simply go to Google. So let me do that. You just go to Google and you can put Hive Keychain extension. So this is something that is very useful for getting around the Hive gaming, you know, atmosphere, stratosphere, whatever, the whole shebang, you know. So I brought up Hive Keychain here. I'm just going to click on it, and then you can add it to Google Chrome, and everything is going to be groovy. If you know how to pin it to, you know, your browser, I guess I would say that is suggested if you can do that. But you're going to want to get Hive Keychain, guys, because it makes life so much easier in the Hive world. And I just don't want anybody to be, you know, scared or spooked about getting Hive Keychain, because it's a pretty simple process. And I'll take you through this step of, this is the keys to Splinterlands post, and I'll try to get this in. I'll try to get that in, you know, like descriptions or comments to help out. But the main thing, you know, I want people to realize is after you've signed up to Splinterlands, you're looking for a master password if you're going to be getting hooked up with Hive Keychain. So in the top right is your username. You can click on it, and then you can scroll down, and there's a request account keys. There's a request account keys. And now you can only do that once, as long as if they haven't changed anything. So you can request account keys. You'll get an email, and inside that will be your master password. Keep that safe. Keep it to yourself. Only give it to somebody that you trust, because it is very important, very valuable. And I was just gonna say that, you know, once you have this master password, guys, this is how easy it is. You just go into here, into your Hive Keychain. I did that by clicking on it, made it appear, and I put add account. Then you can select use keys / password, right? Then you can put the username, your Splinterlands username goes here. And then your master password goes in the private key area, and then you import your keys, and it's a pretty intuitive thing that you can get set up. And this thing is just awesome for getting around Hive, guys. And if you're going to get into Hive gaming, this is a really great tool. highly suggested. So that's really all I have to say about Hive Keychain. It just isn't that hard to get set up, but I'll try to remember to put this post in comments, descriptions, maybe to help people out. But that is Hive Keychain in 5 minutes or less. Let's see, going on. Next up, folks, is 5 minutes with Rising Star. Hey, welcome there. Way to stay with the series, guys. You're doing great. This is Mr. Marcus Wall, and we're going to do 5 minutes with Rising Star. 5 minutes with Rising Star. So let's jump into it, guys. 5 minutes with Rising Star. Let me bounce into the screen. Rising Star. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I want to take you guys to what the screen looks like when you just come here. By the way, if you're not in this already, in descriptions and comments, I'll try to put a referral link. Appreciate it if you sign up there. But the main thing is that in the previous series, we just talked about using Hive Keychain, and that's what's going to be important for this game. So I'm going to click on log in, and I'm just going to use my Splinterlands username or my Hive username, right? And you would have such a thing if you got a spell book at Splinterlands and you're new, you're going to get that Hive username. That's what you're using. So for whatever reason, I usually enter it twice here. But the main thing here is that you have to have Hive Keychain in to start messing and playing with this game. So I'm just going to click on Start Mission, and I want to show everybody how easy this game is. You click on a mission, and like what you'll see when you're first starting is illegal busking, and it'll be underlined, I guess, and then you press start. So this is how easy this game is, guys. This is incredible. Just press start, and then it's a timed mission. And once the time is up, then you can start another mission. But some helpful tips about Rising Star that I was given was there's some items you want to get, and I just pressed the plus sign by the battery. But if you have a pizza box, which you can get one of those, spare pizza can, when you're finding pizza, it can be loaded into the pizza box, as I understand it, and then or be used as, like a one-time recharge of your energy. But another nice idea is to get a coffee cup so you can store coffee in it. But also important is getting these little pieces of pizza that reset your energy meter so that you can keep plugging away in this time-based game. So those are really good ideas, and I just start by going to Marketplace, and I liked using this one. And guess what? It uses Hive Keychain, so you guys can see how important Hive Keychain is. But you would enter, you enter what you're looking for. So if you want a piece of pizza, you can select a piece of pizza, and it's priced in different things, but swap Hive, for example. And so you grab what you want, it goes in your cart, and then you can click on the cart and check out, and it gets you what you need. So so another thing I would say that looks really useful in this game is boosters, and these XP boosters. Now they're kind of expensive, but they can help you get more XP per mission, and so you can level faster. And so this was another helpful item for me. As you get further into the game, I'm sure that you can, jump into their Discord, get more advice if you'd like to. But I think that is a pretty straight shot at Rising Star. And this was 5 minutes or less for Rising Star. Okay. All right, next on the list is 5 minutes with blogging. 5 minutes with blogging. So here we go. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thanks for staying with this series. This is Mr. Marcus Wall, and you made it to 5 minutes with Hive blogging. So let's get into it. This is the blog that I use, and it's peakedD.com/@ then my Hive username. So that is how that works. And to just cover some of these simple operations, and if you have been with us since the beginning in this series, you'll know that Hive is a crypto that rewards content, like in blogging, and it's also good for contribution and networking, but in particular, content like blogging is a huge deal in Hive. And I just want to show you the most basic function you can do is start your first post. And in the top right is a pencil. You can click on it. You can create a new post, and you can, this is my first Hive post. You can put your catchy title there, guys. And in particular, I do a lot of coverage of Hive gaming. But to quote an old friend, Hive can be what you want it to be. And so it can really reflect your interests in blogging. And so you can find like-minded people. Then all of a sudden you're networking, and you're sharing content, and upvoting valuable stuff. But one really easy tip I think to give out for blogging is Pixabay, guys. So Pixabay, Pixabay, is a place where you can get free images that are not copyrighted. So this is like super awesome. You can enter whatever, like if you're looking for a cat's picture, you enter cats, then you can grab one of these images, download it, and it's free and it's copyright free. So then to add an image, you just put upload images, and then you choose an image. And this thing accepts Markdown. So a thing that I use a ton is like, I'll link a word by doing this. But I find myself doing that a ton. And this is just something that makes your post look cleaner by using this Markdown. Then they can see that it's hyperlinked, and that it'll take you to someplace else off the word. But you can see that it hyperlinks it. Tags are really important so that people can find your stuff. And also, it's like, for instance, if I mark Splinterlands and SPS, they have their own little blogging system where you can earn, like their blogging currency. You might pick up on that more if you're going to dive further into Hive blogging. But this is just Hive blogging in 5 minutes. So it's just a taste. I tried to give you as much as I could in a short amount of time. All righty. And oh no. All right, we'll start again. Okay, this is Mr. Marcus Wall. Thanks for staying with the series, guys. This is 5 minutes with blogging. And I'm going to take you guys into the blogging screen. One moment. There we go. Now, the thing about Hive blogging is that, Hive is used to award content creation. So I'm going to take you to my blog and show you that. And I cover a lot of Hive Gaming. But just an introduction to the page. This is the amount of followers you have, this amount that you're following. There's pretty much some intuitive stuff. You can click on others, and this is how you actually find your wallet. And it looks like I have a couple of rewards to claim, so I'm going to do that while I'm here. But the main thing I wanted to show everybody here is in the top right is a pencil, and I'm going to create a post, and this could be about anything. And to quote like an old friend, he said, Hive can be anything you want it to be. And that's because what you're interested in blogging about, you can then hook up with like-minded individuals. You can network with them. Pretty soon you're rewarding good content, back and forth. And you've got this whole Hive blogging system of upvotes that's rewards Hive. So I'm just going to put this is my first post. Now, as I was saying earlier this day, you can, to make our posts appealing, we usually have images, and a great place to get free images is at pixabay.com, because there's copyright images that there isn't a copyright. There isn't a copyright on the images. So you can use these images for free, and you don't have to worry about a bunch of mucky-muck with copyright or legal problems. So you can use these images for free. And for instance, I'll type in something that you could search for. So say you're writing a post on dogs. So I put dogs in, and now I could go and grab an image of a dog that I want to use for my post. And it's a free download, so you can just download it to your computer. It's free, nothing's gonna happen to you. And then if you have that as a saved image, then you can upload it just like this. And now I've got a dog picture. And so make sure you give your post a description, make sure you give it some content, and the topics are really important so people can find your post. And it also kind of helps curation, So like if I'm writing a Splinterlands post, I want to mark Splinterlands and SPS so that, their curation folks can pick up on my post. And, Splinterlands even has their own token that is worth money. But fairly straightforward here, I'd say. And then I'd just say that, if you're going to link off the page, I do this a lot, and it's in Markdown format. And you just write like, dog city, and then I can put it in brackets and then a parentheses, and then I can send them to the link that I want them to go to. So I'll put dogcity.com. I don't even know if that's a thing, but then you can see in the post that it is hyperlinked, and so you could click on that and it would take you to a different place. So that is Hive blogging in 5 minutes or less, and that's it. Okay, well, I'll just take a small breather here, guys. I'm running through different things that go on in Hive Gaming. So I'm putting a little content together. The last piece I want to touch on is Hive Engine. When I do Hive Engine, so let's roll that baby out. All right, greetings. Thanks for staying with the series, guys. We're gonna do a short tidbit on Hive Engine. So this is 5 minutes or less with Hive Engine. Now, if you've stayed with the series, you would know how to use Hive Keychain by now. So I'm going to log in using Hive Keychain. And so I'm just going to punch in my Hive username, and then I'm going to log in. And then there's some options up here, guys, that this tokens will show us all the Hive Engine tokens that are out there. And these little tokens are cryptocurrency, so it's pretty cool. Go into the market, so I can look at the trading of the coins for what I'm looking for. I noticed there's, FAQ and Explorer, but and Wallet, I guess, pretty important. It'll show you the coins that you hold, so you can do that. But in particular, I want to focus on market because some people might be wondering, I have this DEC, how do I turn it into money? So I'm going to show the trading of DEC into Hive, and then from Hive I can go into Litecoin, and then I can make a withdrawal with Litecoin to an exchange and then get US dollars. But let's see what happens if I go into my account, which is Hive username Marcus Wall, and I'll be over at Splinterlands, and I do have some DEC sitting there. And if I'm going to export DEC to Hive Engine, I would want to select what amount. So let's take an example of 2000 DEC. I'm going to select Hive Engine Wallet, and then I'm going to transfer out. And so this will make sure that I have some DEC over at Hive Engine. And then next, we are going to trade our DEC for Hive. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm over here, and I'm just going to check my wallet to make sure the DEC has arrived. And I'm not sure that it has. I don't think I see it yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, now if I go over into market, guys, and then I'm gonna put in DEC in the top left here, and then I'm gonna select that DEC in the drop down. And now here are our buy orders and sell orders for DEC. Now I'm gonna sell at the price that somebody's giving me, but I wouldn't have to. I could put a sell order out there and wait for it to fill. But what I'm gonna do is, let's see here. So I'm gonna sell DEC, and I'm gonna sell it for the price that I can instantly. So to do that, I just click on the first number in the buy orders, okay? And all the quantity that I have is 2,000. And then, so I've set my price, I've set the quantity, and there's the total amount of Hive that I will get back. And so I'm going to click sell, and because this is a listed buy order, it should happen instantly, or near instantly. Under usual circumstances. Okay, now I've sold that DEC or traded it into Hive, and I want to do one more thing. If I'm showing how now that I have Hive, and say for instance I want to get Litecoin, I can bring up LTC, swap Litecoin, and then once I do that, I can go and I can put whatever Hive I want to. So I'm gonna buy Litecoin, and so there's somebody willing to sell it to me at this price, and so I'm gonna just click that. And then I really don't need the Litecoin right now, but Maybe I can buy a trace amount of it. All right. So I put a small amount of Litecoin that I'm interested in. I put buy swap LTC. So this is how much Hive it's going to cost me. And because I used a price that there's a sell order for, it should happen instantly. So I'm going to buy the LTC. Go ahead, confirm it with my Hive keychain, and then that should get me swap LTC. And so this is the process of getting, you know, DEC to Hive, Hive to Litecoin. Then Litecoin goes to an exchange that can be turned into fiat or dollars. And I was just going to click on, I believe, wallet. Yes, if I go to wallet and say, for instance, I want to withdraw. If I want to withdraw LTC, boom, I just hit withdraw. And then I select, I want to get Litecoin out. So I just put Litecoin, and then I can put the amount that I'd like to withdraw. So say, for instance, you know, 0.1 or something. Then I put my Litecoin address in, and then bam, I can withdraw. And so that is really, in a 5 minutes or less Hive Engine tour, that is how we get DEC to Cashola. So that is it, guys. We have completed an entire series, Hive and Hive Gaming. This was shot on Twitch, so this was live. If you came in to hang out, thanks for coming in. But I needed to grab some highlights and put them on YouTube and all that stuff. So hopefully, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific for the tournament, and we'll do some giveaways and have some fun. All right, so if you made it in